I'm Shari, if you don't know me. I am a chief instigator of change. I do creative business strategy and I do coaching with people in their lives and their business. One of my main things that I work with is creativity, so that's what I'm talking about today. Last time I talked a little bit about story. So creativity has this false sense of either naivete or silliness or triviality where it's like I don't have time to bring that into my life or my business. Like I have so much else to do. I have bills to pay, I have all that. Or that it's always a good mood thing, like, oh, I'm feeling creative. But I use my own life as an example of stuff that's gone on for me this past month where my creativity really popped into play, and to explain how I use the same kind of methods with my clients and teach you how you can rein in your creativity when things are not going well, when you are under stress, when you are looking to shift something or you can't see another way. So curiosity and playfulness, again, are terms that get kind of left in the playground in kindergarten, but they're actually really key things to our crazy entrepreneurial minds, because if we only see what's in front of us, then that's all we can keep creating over and over again. If you only see one business model that you think that the guru or the template told you is going to work, and you try it and it doesn't work, you hit a wall, not only for you, but you also then have no tools to back it up and make a U-turn or turn a different way to understand what else is possible. How else could I look at this? So why creativity comes in right at that moment is when you want to take something, I have a very fancy crystal next to me, and you're only looking at it this way, and you see that it's oblong, and you see that you can't come through it from either way, and that it's thicker on the front than it is on the sides, a regular rectangle. But if I turn it this way, then all of a sudden I can make a lot of different assumptions about it than I would have when it's this way. So this is very true for what this is. But if I change it, then I can find new truths. I can find new ways. Many of us spin our wheels in our life and business because we're afraid to turn something. We're afraid to decide that there could be another possibility, because practically speaking, if we feel stuck in one way, why would we not feel stuck in another way? But a lot of times just by changing something, seeing it from a different vantage point, using your gut instinct, using your intuition, using playfulness, using your curiosity to say, okay, I know I keep banging up against this the same way. What would happen if I moved at it from another angle? What if I didn't know that it wasn't going to work? What if I could see it a different way? What would it look like? What if I could see myself as a leader in my business as opposed to a monkey worker, which so many of us get bogged down with? What if I could see myself as a powerful creator or as a strong communicator in my relationship instead of repeating the same old patterns? Because the reason we get stuck is because of what we believe about the situation. Well, my business has to look like A, B, and C. Why? Well, either because I was told it has to, because that was all I learned that it could look like, or because I'm afraid to try something else because I don't believe something else will work. So those are all true because you can't try something else. But if you get back into that what if that you had when you were a little kid, you thought you were in a spaceship. Were you practically in a spaceship? No. But did it change the way walking to school felt if you decided you were on a spaceship instead of walking on a boring street over and over again? Of course it did. So the point is to change your perspective about where you are rather than constantly changing the moving parts around you, because you will most likely repeat the same patterns that you've been repeating regardless of what you take in or bring out of the situation. So if work is in front of you and you see your clients a certain way and how you relate to them and you don't like the way it feels, it's not about the client and it's not about you necessarily. It's about the connection between the two of them. And I'm not saying there's like one or two clients where you land yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, but more if there's an overall pattern repeating and repeating, you're feeling very drained, you're only bringing in clients that can't pay, they're frustrated with the work, they're not open-minded, there's something going on with what you believe it's supposed to look like, that maybe there's a change in the business model that can happen, that can shift that up. Maybe there are different levels of stuff that you could be working in your business for those people who can't pay the higher prices. Instead of pushing and saying own your worth, maybe there's something there that you can offer them, as well as a higher end package that you can offer those who will step up and be willing to pay more. So instead of banging up against a wall constantly, use your creative juices to try to see a way out of this. Now, the reason I said a personal experience is I've been doing a deep dive on some personal stuff that I've wanted to shift. So we're all always working. As far as we go, there's always more to go. And it's been a tough month for me because in the midst of raising my kids and building my business, I've also been, kind of having some grief and pain be my constant companion because I chose to go work on that stuff instead of just hustling and pushing through. I slowed down and I'm doing a lot of work on myself this summer. So in theory, that could have totally paralyzed me and said, okay, I need a month to just deal with this stuff, but that's not great for my life. It's not great for keeping my momentum of where I've gotten in my business, and it's also not great for a headspace to stay in. So I creatively figured out, how am I going to look at this differently? So I turned it into a game in a sense of instead of just sitting it, it's like, okay, I'm going to learn the lessons I need to learn from this stuff every day, and I'm going to incorporate it with my clients. I'm going to talk about it on video. I'm going to use it in my writing because that ties into story. No one wants to hear a flat thing over and over again. Your elevator pitch, your sales copy, your testimonials with your clients. Of course it's very important, but there's more to you. Who are you? So right now, I may not be my regular jolly self. I probably am, but mixed in that is a lot of stuff that I'm facing that I didn't realize was there that I can talk about with my clients, and I can help my clients go deeper because I'm willing to go deeper. If I wasn't ready to be creative or curious about it, I never would have stepped here because on paper and practically speaking, that would be a threat to my business. It would be a threat to my safety. It would be a threat to my identity that I like to hold to myself. But if we don't keep those things fluid, then we get stuck in growth, and then everything suffers. Our life suffers, our business suffers because we're not willing to move forward. And you have to sometimes take a step back in order to move forward. So I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear if you have any questions or comments or perspectives on this. You want me to help you walk through something, I'm more than happy to. How to reframe something or bring creativity in something you're stuck on, just comment below, or you could shoot me a private message if it's not something you want to talk about. So have a great rest of your day. Take care.